So welcome back everybody. Today we're going to go out and do some work at the woodshed. Now that we're starting to get more equipment out there and more valuable items, we need to get some lights, we need to get some security up in case we run into any issues. So you've seen that I just put together a forklift cage here. It's like a man lift cage. I ordered it off of Amazon and I got it for a very specific reason, because it's one of the few out there that was actually smart enough to plan the doors to open from the sides. So if I want to use this cage for working up next to a house, for example, most of them want you to enter from the front. Today we're going to be working all out underneath the barn, so that's not going to matter so much, but that's why I got this particular one off of Amazon. Now y'all know that I have put together scaffolding, but it's very cumbersome to put together to do small jobs like this. Plus this would be really nice pruning limbs and doing other quick jobs. It folds right up in on itself. There is really nothing to assemble and you can store it out of the way. It's nice and compact. This is so much better than a ladder because now I can put all my tools and stuff down here like we're about to go install. All my cameras, my lights, tools, everything can stay right in this and we can work off of it. I'll still need a ladder to enter this though, unless I'm working with somebody else that can manipulate the controls on the tractor. And yes, let's go ahead and say you need to be careful when working with something like this. All right, so you can see the nice thing about this is bring your tools, your equipment, everything else up here. Bring you a bucket, and I get really good, easy access. I'm not just perched up on a ladder. For no more than this cost, I'm glad I bought it because it just makes work nice and safe. So I'm thinking I want to get a camera here looking back across the barn and one over there because that catches sunlight in the morning. The lights and cameras we're installing today are solar powered, and you can see we catch sun in the afternoon here, sun in the mornings down there, so that's going to work out pretty good. I'm going to be installing some new Reolink cameras here. We've been running these for years on the property. I've did videos on them before, and this is the Reolink Go PT Ultra. This is their new version of what we already run on the property. This one has 4K higher resolution, and they've added lights to this now. I'm going to show you here in just a second, but these actually pan, tilt, and zoom all from your phone. And these are cellular too, because we're so far away from the house, we don't get good Wi-Fi out here. And I like the idea of security being on cellular as well. We've got Wi-Fi security cameras on the property, and we've got several cellular, so we know we're always covered in the event of some sort of power outage. And then I just bought a 2-pack of very cheap solar lights off of Amazon that have motion on it. And we're going to add solar to this barn here before long. That's a project I've already started. We're building a room over there, and we're going to put more lights and fans and traditional wiring underneath here. So what all this is doing is technically allowing me to go ahead and get some security out here and a little bit of lights to cover ourselves until we get this room done and the solar power in. All right, so the installation is that simple. I just put me up a bracket there to where we'll screw the camera into, and I mounted my solar panel. You can pull these down and charge them, but I highly recommend you add the solar panel. I've never had to touch any of mine. Some of mine are 3 years old and they have charged 100% every day off of solar. I can honestly say I've never had an issue with any of my Reolink cameras. So now that we have the camera mount up there and we also have the solar panel mounted as well, don't screw your camera on just yet, because we need to power this on, insert a SIM card since we're running the cellular version right here, and on the bottom of it we'll need to scan this QR code after you download the Reolink app. I already have it. Like I said, we already have 7 or 8 cameras right now. So I'll just go in and click add a new camera, scan the QR code, and follow the prompts. So let's talk real quick about the SIM or cellular function part of this, because that can be the most aggravating thing for a lot of people out there. I do not do SIM cards from cellular companies, like say the big national carriers, because honestly, they deal with cell phones. They don't really deal with a whole lot of this right here. Now you may have good luck and can add one of these to your plan, but the plans that I use, I like the prepaid versions. I swapped over to a company called FlexiBoom. By the way, all this stuff you can get right off of Amazon. I'll put links down in the description. So you open this up, it already comes with a prepaid card. Now you can either buy them fully loaded, like this one right here is a year plan off of Amazon, or you can buy just the SIM and try it out, and then you go on their website and pick the plan that you want. Running security security cameras, go ahead and get the 12-month plan. This is going to be the cheapest option out there, cheaper than adding a line to your current cellular carrier. So here's the part that I like. Every time I have gotten one of these prepaid cards in, you stick it in the camera, 20 to 60 seconds later, it tells you it's activated. I don't do nothing else. I don't call nobody. I don't have to get on the phone with the cellular company, argue, try to explain what this is, try to get it added. That is a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. It does not get any easier than having a prepaid card, put it in, go to town. I've got a pile of cellular cameras here on the property, never not had this work. So I'm gonna power this up right here in front of you, insert the card, and show you how quick this thing activates. So on the camera itself, you just rotate the lens around. You'll see right here, we can pop this open and it says micro SD and nano SIM. So this already comes with a micro SD card. That's a nice touch. As far as Reolink cameras go, you can do their cloud service, which is a paid monthly service to have this record and store on the internet. That's really good for security, but you can also have it record straight to an SD card and playback off of your phone. But should someone actually physically steal your camera, if you have the cloud option, it's already stored on the internet for you. So you got two ways to record right here. So I'm going to take this FlexiBoom card out. It's got a little section that you can punch out from a large size, medium, and then the nano size, which is the smallest one. So I'm going to punch out the smallest option right there. And I'm going to stick this card right in the camera, powered on. And if it works like it has in the past, it activates so quick. All right, now on the backhand side, we'll open this up. We'll flip this to on. See, we're lit up red right here. We're going to wait for this. I think it typically turns blue. It's been a long time since I've activated one. There's also a speaker here to where you can listen and talk, and this will let you know about prompts. But if somebody's out here at nighttime or there's something going on, you can see we're moving around now, you can actually talk to the person or an animal or whatever you need to do. So it's flashing blue right now, which means it's searching for service. And by the way, these cards work on AT&T and T-Mobile, so you're going to need one of those services in your area. Luckily, connection succeeded. There it is, that quick. Network connection succeeded. This is the way it's always worked out for me. Zero issues, no hassle. It's working. Now we're set up and ready to go. I love that. So now before we climb up there, I'm going to take my phone out, scan that QR code like I told you from my Reolink app, add this to our plan, and we're good to go. All right, so now I've screwed on and attached the cellular antenna to the camera. Probably should have did that before I activated it, but it had enough signal. And I'm gonna screw this into the mount. Flip our antenna up, and we're gonna plug in the wire coming from our solar panel so we can keep this topped off and charged. Now here's the cool part. I'm going to go into my app, pull this up, and watch how I can control this camera. So watch this unit. I can pan and tilt straight from my phone. I love that feature. So I can look all around the barn or out here in the property. We can tilt up and down. And this one has the option to turn on lights. You can see those are on. You can turn on a siren, you can listen, and you can talk back with this. You can do all kinds of features. You can also set these cameras up on a schedule to turn off and on. So if you have a lot of traffic during the day and you don't want them recording or alarming, you can turn the motion sensor off and on. You can do all that kind of stuff with these. All right, so let's install a motion light right here, get our other camera motion light up, and then we'll come out and test everything at night, and I'll show you some of the footage off of this as well. All right, so I got the lights installed. Wasn't much point in recording that. Very, very cheap set of lights. Didn't pay much for them. And I will say I'm a little disappointed in the mounting bracket. So you can only pivot out and in on the solar panel and on the light itself. I thought I was going to be able to pivot left, right, up, and down. That's kind of common, but this bracket will only allow me to go up and down because I was wanting to shoot the light kind of at this angle. The good news is these cameras have a built-in light, and I can set it up to where if it senses any motion, these lights are actually a lot brighter than you think, because I have a similar style camera with these lights. All right, so nice, quick, and simple setup. All solar powered. Really nice built-in battery here, lasts forever. I have no idea on the lights. They feel lightweight, but obviously there's a battery in there as well. That's what the panel's charging up. So we'll come out tonight and test these. And I'm gonna run on down there and install the other two off camera, and we'll show them off when I'm done. All right, this side's up. Camera's over here. Light back out this direction, and 2 solar panels to catch all the morning sun. I don't know if there's enough battery charged up and all this to work tonight, but we'll ease back out here in just a little bit. Check it all out. Now we have the barn covered. All right, so here we are walking up, and as you can see, well, it's dark. Very, very close to dark. Camera's gonna be shaky as a result, but let's see if any of this stuff kicks on. I don't think I have the lights to automatically kick on with the cameras, but I really can't remember. And I'm not so sure that, whoa, okay, these lights do have enough battery. They picked me up a good ways off. Just going around and see if the camera does anything. All right, camera kicked on as well, perfect. Let's walk over here to the other side. I can see underneath here just fine. I'm sure the cameras can too, but this little GoPro I'm using doesn't do the world's best. So yeah, y'all can get a good idea right now. Just for little lights, that works pretty good. So cool, that worked really, really well. Walk back by again. Oh yeah, so these cameras are picking all the way up to the middle. So if anything moves around underneath this barn, they're triggering and picking it up. They're shooting basically a zone across each other. So that is awesome. And we're just getting started. We'll put some more lights and stuff in here once we get our solar room built. And the cool thing is I got notifications on my phone. We can go back to the playback feature. All right, so there I am walking around. By the way, I've got bad signal right here. Oh yeah, that looks great. And I'm running this on low quality too. My phone, Verizon, is not good here, so my phone's not picking it up well. If I go back to the house and click this on Wi-Fi, it'll be smooth. Man, that looks really, really good. That looks better than my other Reolink cameras. Quality looks great, and I'm just on low. I like using low because it saves data and doesn't fill my camera up with a bunch of high quality recordings and fills the memory card up. All right, so let's give y'all an update after running these. So as far as the cameras go, work excellent, just like the ones that I've had around the house and all around the property for years. Actually, I'd say these have the best picture of any camera I've tested thus far, and I love the light feature on it. Those lights really do make a big difference in nighttime clarity. Now, you don't have to have the lights. They still got IR. They still pick up great. The regular lights, I am not going to recommend those. I'm not going to put a link in the description on them. I was watching them from the house last night. Every little thing that went by, I kept thinking something was out here, like a cat or something. Apparently every little bug that flies by kicks those off and on all night long, and this one down here on the end kicked off and on so much I think it killed itself last night. So I'm just going to rely on the lights from the cameras and the motion activation from the cameras, and then once we wire the shop here coming up before long, I'm about to give you a sneak peek, we'll probably put some more serious motion lights out here, some big time floodlights, since we'll have power out here. Believe it or not, those Reolink cameras, the older models, the Go PTs, is probably our second most popular selling item of all in our Amazon store. And a huge shout out and thank you to everybody that uses our Amazon store to make all your purchases. Really does help benefit the channel. And full disclosure, Reolink sent me these cameras out. I truly believe in the company. Always had great luck with their cameras, so I accepted them to have some security out here, and they sponsored today's video, so I really like working with this company. I think they make a really good quality camera. If you're interested in those cameras, the cellular cards, any of that stuff, I'll put a link down in the description. Check it out. Now here's a little sneak peek. To all my viewers who's waiting on this, I just went ahead and poured a really thick slab right here. We are about to build a room right here starting in the next few days. And this is going to house our future solar equipment. We're going to put some shelves and stuff in here to where I can keep some gloves, some woodworking tools. And hopefully eventually on the back wall, I'll leave a spot to hang some, you know, saw blades for a future sawmill. So this is just going to be a small little shop right here to get me power, to keep some small woodworking stuff out here. But it's going to be a fun little build. I can't wait to share this with y'all. But it's going to take me a week or so to build it with some other stuff that I have going on. All right, y'all, I feel so much better having some security and lights out here. So anytime that we run away from the property, I know this stuff's being watched. Even though the house is right there, it makes me feel a little uneasy having good equipment and stuff down here and not a way to get notified in the house should somebody slip around. Thankfully in our area, crime is very low, but you never know. Believe it or not, Tiffany left the house yesterday morning. Cops everywhere up and down our road. They had the canines out. We don't know what was going on, but they are all staged everywhere. You just never can tell in today's world. So now I feel better having those cameras right there. Thank y'all for watching. Exciting build coming up. We'll catch you on the next episode.